idea. Never a good idea. All right, all right. Okay, thank you to the people that are already working through the spreadsheet. I prepared a spreadsheet on the fly that will help you navigate the GatherTown environments. And I put the name of all the teams that had provided videos and the links to their videos at the bottom. If you're one of those teams, feel free to grab your name and link. Feel free to modify your name. In some cases, I had to kind of make it up myself. Feel free to grab it and put it somewhere next to one of the locations. The locations are in column C. Why don't I share my screen so everybody sees what I'm talking about? All right, here is the spreadsheet. These are names of software teams. These are the videos that we have on YouTube for those software teams. The third column is a location. That location corresponds to a location on GatherTown. Let me see if I can do that without generating a tremendous amount of feedback. I don't really trust myself, but okay, I know what to do. I'm looking for the link to this workshop. Here it is. GatherTown, yes. So you see the name of the rooms corresponds to these areas in GatherTown. So if you're a software team, pick one, and that's where you can receive users. Of course, we do want these to be informal and interactive. So the software team might want to interact with other software teams and leave the room. But this will be sort of your primary location to receive users and interact with them. I also ask that you put a representative here. So this is one person for your team. That's because if you leave your room here, people might not be able to find you. On GatherTown, there is, you have the ability to spotlight, to connect with the person, to see where the person is by clicking on their name. So if you're a user and you really want to talk to somebody from the Dash team, but the Dash team has nobody is there in Andromeda, then look for Alex Razim and Lovro Palaversa and see where they are and go to them. There are also 3 questions. And so what I'm going to ask is that quickly the teams that are here tell us what the question that they've thought of is. I'm going to start with the ones that have put themselves up above and look for other people on the Zoom call in the meantime. So in the order in which you have put yourself on the first 10, 20 rows of the spreadsheet TVS Dash, can you tell us what one of your questions is?
Who are you asking, Federica?
The Dash team. So.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was writing and I wasn't paying attention. Could you just repeat what you said?
No shade. So the question is, can you tell us just one of your 3 questions?
Okay. So the first question is, let me just check. Is there anything that we have not mentioned and that you would like to have included in the Dash? This is pretty obvious, I guess, but I think a very good question is the second one. And this goes to the teams and the users working on the period mining. And that would be, would you be willing to provide access or integrate your product with Dash, or would any of the users be interested in linking some of the software that is proposed to Dash?
Excellent. Thank you so much. The next team on the spreadsheet, it would be the machine learning classification of variable team. So Attila or Robert, are you there? Can you share one of your 3 questions?
Yeah, hello, I'm Robert. I will take this one. The first question is is there any variable type, variable star type that requires more attention? So some supernovae, classical pulsators, YSOs are already well covered. There are dedicated groups, but is there anything that's missing or requires specific attention? That's first question. Second one is, when we talk about classification, does it make sense to provide subclasses like RRAB, RRC, RRD, and so on, or would you like to take it from there and you need only the main types? And the third question is also related to this, the classification. What is preferred, a more complete sample in case of your favorite variable star with a lot of false positive, or would you like, do you prefer a more clean sample with higher probabilities, high precision of classification? Of course, we can fine tune this. That's why for a specific science case, the answer can be different. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So in the interest of time, let's share only one question. Otherwise, we just don't have enough time for the breakout discussions. So pick your favorite one of the three that you have come up with. The next team is the cross-match team. Tim, are you there? Can you share one question with us?
Yes, I have one very simple question. Which catalogs do you want LSST cross-matching to? Which surveys?
Excellent. Next is the PastingPy team. Vittorio, are you there?
Sure. Yeah, I only wrote 2 questions until now, but I'll choose the second. That is just how to synergize between the multiple teams that are currently working on the retrieval of variable stars.
Wonderful. Sarah, for the YSO classification. Of course, you're in the Carino room. That's so fitting.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I started the Carino room as our micro surveys on Carino Nebula, so that's why I picked them.
Right, of course.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just typing the question. One is more like the connection for the use of the Rubin Science platform and the software development. In our case, for variability of young stellar objects, and the ideal case for us is to use this classification in the framework of the Rubin Science platform, and maybe also starting from the test case of next data preview 0, maybe. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. The OPM team, Yanis, or some other people from the OPM team, do you want to share?
Right. So I wrote 3 questions. I can basically read one. So what are your necessary minimum requirements, and what are your would be nice to have in terms of data that we need to store locally at the OPM server where we run everything? And the reason is the more stuff that we store, the slower it's going to be, and it's one of our requirements that it needs to be quite fast.
Excellent. Thank you so much. The remaining teams have not put themselves on the spreadsheet, but I'm still going to call you. So the point of interest broker, I don't know that I see Nina on this Zoom right now. Nina, are you there?
I see Nina on GatherTown.
On GatherTown. Rach, could you go grab her? Thank you. In that, all right. The periodicity mining team, is somebody from the periodicity mining team here? And can you share your question and pick a room?
Federica, is it time domain periodicity mining?
Time domain periodicity mining.
Okay, thank you. Here is the map of our pipeline, and if anybody would like to add or subtract anything, that would be nice. And also, if anybody would like to generate own user case with OPSIM cadences, that would be really nice for us. Thank you.
So Angelka, let me see if I can spell your name correctly while I also speak. I put you in Origa, in the Origa room on the spreadsheet.
Okay.
And
thank you.
You can put the questions on the spreadsheet on your own time, not urgent.
Thank you.
The simulation of stellar objects, this is a bot name for Ilaria.
Yes, I am here. The simulation of pulsating variable, not stellar objects in general. Also for pulsating stars.
Okay, do you have a question that you want to share with us? I'm going to put you in the Origo.
The main question, if there are any other teams that are working on the computing of theoretical pulsational models.
Excellent. Please put the question in the chat on your own time. And
Okay.
I realized that I made a mistake here. And we have two more TD filtering.
Yes, so I would have a question for Lovro, and that is will their software be useful also for TD, let's say, determination of light curve properties? Or will it be useful only for periodic light curves, or could we also use it to determine rise time, decay time, and stuff like that?
Yes.
No. We're not giving answers.
Okay.
Sorry, Laura. The answers are reserved for the breakout session. So everybody who's super curious about that, please make sure you go to the room where Laura and Andrea will meet, which might either be Andromeda or PCs, not sure. And we have the crowded stellar fields, and I do see Nina. So Nina, you're on deck after the crowded stellar fields. Massimo.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, I was muted. Yes, tell me. I know I just arrived, so.
One question that you need your users to answer. If you had a user right here, right now, that can help you build your software, what would be one question that you can ask them? And then come up with two more and put them in the chat, in the spreadsheet.
No, I have just a very general comment, in the sense that several groups propose software to mine for the variability. And at first I was convinced that it could be a good idea to join the efforts to avoid duplication of work. But in some cases, I think that now I think that it is interesting to keep, well, not really separated, but to run independently this contribution, because they follow different approach, and most of them are very, very fine-tuned to a specific class of objects. So probably it is good to develop them in an independent way. So
all right.
It was not properly a question, but a comment.
Turn that into a question and put that in the spreadsheet. Come up with a question based on that and put it in the spreadsheet. How about that? And the last software that had a video associated with it is the point of interest broker. So Nina, what's one of your three questions?
So yeah, one of them would be which variable sources is the user mostly interested in? And other questions would be which variability features are they mostly interested in?
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. So I'm going to show you the spreadsheet. No, let me ask, are there any other softwares that software builders here that represent a software team that had not made it to deliver a video, but still want to have a room assigned and users visiting them? Goes in 3, 2, 1. Let me then share the screen. This is what we have. Let me put the link to everybody who's not in this workshop and is on our Slack is gonna go crazy today, because I keep posting on the Slack, on the generic Slack, everything that is workshop related. They're gonna think we went mad. I just put the link to the spreadsheet on the chat. This is an editable spreadsheet, so with that comes a fair amount of responsibility. Only edit your row and add the questions if you haven't put them there yet, so we have a record of them. And let's head over to GatherTown where try to have somebody, if you can, in your rooms, at least at the beginning, but also I really do want to emphasize that this is a free form interaction space. That's precisely why we use GatherTown. So use this location tab as
That is free. Is it only me or?
Where you might find, excuse me?
Fed, I think you dropped out there for a wee bit.
Okay. I think we're done here on Zoom, and I think maybe we have people on both platforms that is starting to cause feedbacks. So let's all get on GatherTown, and we'll see each other on Zoom again tomorrow, same start time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central Eastern Standard, Central European Standard, I think. And I'll see you there.
See you in GatherTown. Feb, one question for you specifically. One of the project teams is the user management database, that is the TVS membership database, which is part of the Heidelberg contribution. And Yanis was wondering if you could join that discussion in the one of the rooms, I've forgotten which.
Is it the DAT? No, wait, do we have it?
It's the same, the observing program manager, it's the same team.
Oh, the OPM, yes.
So,
so I can for a few minutes.
Yeah, that would be
I have
great.
to go to the airport to pick up my dad.
Oh, of course.
But luckily his plane is delayed, so I'll join for a few minutes, yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll see you there.
Any questions from anybody that is still on this Zoom before I close it? All right, Rich, the last piece, when you got out and went to GatherTown, it actually stopped recording. So I restart the recording in the cloud. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have 17 different videos we're going to have to
Okay, okay. If you could send me that and I will concatenate.
It won't be mine. It will be in your, it will be on the cloud, but on your account because they're the actual primary host.
Interesting.
I think so.
Okay, that'll be interesting. I'll see if I can grab that. I've already got the other one.
If you don't find it, let me know.
Uploading them to YouTube, so we'll have them on the content page.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
Thanks. See you soon.